New overnight, we're learning what led to an East Texas shooting suspect's capture in Oklahoma.
36-year-old Todd Stevens of Sabine County is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for the shooting of 43-year-old Cody Thompson. GMAT's Marshall Farmer joins us now to explain this timeline of events that led up to the capture late last night and what comes next in this case.
Elaine, Deanna, we've confirmed multiple agencies from Texas and Oklahoma worked together to capture the suspect at around 8 o'clock last night. The arrest happened in the town of Tishomingo, Oklahoma, about an hour north of Sherman in North Texas. That's more than 300 miles away from where the shooting happened Sunday night in Sabine County in Deep East Texas. Now here's a brand new picture of Stevens' arrest by the Johnston County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office. Deputies say they found him hiding under a bed mattress. We're told authorities in Sherman arrested someone related to the case who admitted to dropping off Stevens at a house in Oklahoma. 5 other people were there, were questioned and released. The Sabine County Sheriff says Stevens shot Thompson Sunday evening while Thompson was sitting in his truck. Stevens then reportedly took the pickup with Thompson still inside. Later that night, authorities found a similar truck burning under the Trinity River Bridge on I-10 outside of Houston. They found a body inside with similar injuries to Thompson. Right now, an autopsy is being done to confirm the identity of that body. Back in Oklahoma, Stevens is jailed, waiting for extradition back to East Texas. We're expecting another update from the Sabine County Sheriff later this morning with more information. Elaine, Deanna.
All right, Marshall, thanks for confirming these new details for us, a clearer picture of this investigation. 6:34, new on